When we last left off, things had happened. You had long ago been given a mission from Giovan's sect to find out what was in Vicentias Sangaraeal's portrait room, which you later discovered was somebody tipped Sect off to that. And it was a matter of some interest to him because he seeks to apparently supplant Sangaraeal and take his place at the Vinewood table. You eventually broke into his house, Sangaraeal's house, found your way to the portrait room, and discovered that all of the portraits in the portrait room bore the same face, indicating that the same person has lived for hundreds of years, under different identities. Maw quickly came to the conclusion that this meant that Vicentias Sangaraeal was actually a vampire. And moments after that, Sangaraeal himself enters the room. Not the old man you took him for before, seemingly magically disguising himself, but a strong young buck with dark black hair and red eyes. With that, everybody roll me initiative.
Yeah!
We're cutting right to the chase here.
Welcome to the league.
All right, Mike, I'm popping my heightened awareness to get a +4 to this.
Oh, shit. God damn it.
Where's the thing?
I'll bring it up in a sec.
That is a 17.
Ah, fuck.
There you go. That'll be fine.
I also have a gun.
Fuck off.
Dalton's got a gun.
And he's on the run.
Oh,
Is that the hole I made, Mike?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Is that the hole I made? That little
Yes, the giant black.
Oh, really? What the fuck? I thought it was the brown thing in front of me.
Yeah, we are missing something.
What do you have against brown things there?
I'm just saying. If I was getting peed on, I'd move out the way.
And I pulled out my whip.
I was just looking at our spells. What are options for this fight?
Yeah. Okay.
Pat, you and I have this understanding of what it is to be a prepared caster that I feel like no one else truly appreciates.
Oh yeah, dude. Prepare casters are the best. So much fun.
But it means that so much of your time, when you're not playing D&D, is spent going,
That's a cool
What do I need
spell.
for this fight?
Yeah, or yeah, like we're walking into this weird like place. Like, what could I take? Like pup shape or whatever. Yeah.
That would have been fucking hilarious if that worked.
Yeah.
Turns Hellhound to puppy.
Okay.
He's rolling dice, guys.
I'm not seeing myself in the initiative.
Yeah, I gotta add you.
Kentworth, could you get me the thing?
I want to know if Wentworth is also immortal.
I was thinking about that. I don't think so, because if he needs Kentworth to do like basic tasks for him, like go out into the world, he would have to do that during
Is he a-
daylight.
Is
I
he a
feel like.
thrall? Are there thralls in Pathfinder?
A
Vampire.
spawn?
Just be an immortal monk.
Like, that's the thing.
Say that
There
again?
comes a point where monks stop aging.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll say that's pretty far fetched. I don't know how how much that would happen in this setting.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, oh yeah, you study long enough in a monastic order and you ascend past your mortal coil.
My monk doesn't have to eat, sleep, or breathe. He can't take poison.
But okay. Something happens. As combat begins, this vampire. I'm just gonna say, these rooms are not right next to each other. They're on opposite sides of the manor.
Okay.
For sake, we're gonna run the entire combat at the same time. So as this happens, shortly after this vampire walks into the room, you see him just observe you, Dalton, and observe you, Maw, and sort of smirk. And then from his side, he just pulls out a long rapier, infused with sort of blood red coralite. It crackles with energy as he pulls it out. He's up first.
That's cute.
He's up first. He is going to, well, first of all, he's going to take flight. You watch as he just rises like 10 feet into the air and flies over to this point of the room. Then with his left hand, he just holds it out. Just sort of dark energy twists in his hand, and he just closes it. And moments later, you see many of the lights in the room go out. But more than that, shadows begin to scuttle and converge around parts of the room. And that's going to be his turn. Ma, you're up.
All right, Ma is going to turn into, how big is this room?
It's got a low ceiling. I'll say 20 foot ceiling for
20
a
foot.
manor home. Yeah.
20-foot ceiling.
Well, actually, no. I'll say 15. 15's as high as I'll go.
15 feet. Okay. I'm gonna turn into my earth elemental form.
Okay, sounds good.
Actually, I'm gonna turn into my lion form, my melanistic lion.
Okay, sounds good. I'll see if I can find it up top real quick.
And I'm also going to swift action a constitution. Actually, no, I'll just swift action a strength, a bull strength.
Okay. We'll take out yours. And we'll just, all right. There you go. Swift action, full strength, you said.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swift action a bull strength.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Out of the corner of your eye, Dalton, you catch Maw as he just roars. And then his form just twists and changes into that of a giant lion. A lion, correct?
Yeah, yes, a melanistic lion.
Okay. Well, actually, you know, I'm gonna do something real quick.
We still have spider climb communal active, by the way.
Oh, that's right. And I still have a fucking airwalk on.
Yep.
Ma,
Just thought you ought to know.
druid.
Wait, what?
You beautiful, beautiful druid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And that's your turn then, Maw.
Yeah, I'm gonna be changing. Yeah, this whole round.
Mike, I don't know how much it matters.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely be going before Kentworth. I have a +7 to my initiative on this round.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put you first then. Not that it matters really much. You're on different sides of the map. But yeah.
But you know, just on principle.
Just on principle.
All right. I'm gonna fuck the bitch up.
Just so you know, Angus, we're playing Gascoigne's Hunter theme extended on YouTube for this fight.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, what is this? This is good.
Play music.
Bloodborne.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bloodborne music.
Let me know how garbage this makes our.
You got to try it, right? You got to try it.
Yeah, let me know if this makes our sound garbage.
I'm gonna test out my mute button real quick.
No, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, Dalton, what's your turn though?
All right. First of all, is our sound garbage now?
No.
Uh-huh.
Excellent. All right. All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look up at him and say, I see how this trick has worked for you before, and then I'm going to airwalk up to him.
Okay, sounds good.
And as I go, I am going to yeah, I'm gonna swift action study him,
Yeah. Okay.
and then I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna swing my and I'm just gonna come up like hard uppercut as I rise like I'm running upstairs, and I'm just gonna swing my axe up and into him.
Okay, sounds good. Roll that attack.
Need a new pair of shoes. That is a 24 to hit. Nice.
24 just makes it.
Oh yeah, boy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this axe is sun silver, so You know,
Interesting. Is that in particular against vampires?
yeah. Unless you hate me, that should break his DR.
Okay, yeah.
And this is yep. Ooh, and that is 15 points of damage.
Okay, sounds good.
Nice.
For just a moment, he seems taken off balance as you suddenly spring up into the air, following him up. He sort of flies back for a moment, but it's too late. As you just, it's your battle axe, right?
Yeah.
You just uppercut your battle axe at him. He flies away just enough that it just sort of shears the front of his clothing, old Vicentias' clothing. He's sort of dressed like an old man. But he sort of smiles and flies back slightly as this happens. And that's your turn. Kentworth is up. You watch on the other side of the manor, in the parlor that's been mostly destroyed by Baji's attack. You see Kentworth. Well, first of all, a burst of gas goes throughout the room. And while the three of you are sort of blinking and coughing, Baji and Vasilios, you open your eyes to see that Vicentias is gone. Kentworth is the only one standing in the room. And he just takes a combat stance quickly and lunges forward. He's going to attack you, Vasilios.
All right.
He just sidesteps the desk and just he's going to just lay into you as much as he can. As he does this, he calls out to the guards, Guards! Vicentias has dropped a smoke bomb and disappeared! Please, we must take these assassins captive as quick as you can. Hurry!
I didn't see any smoke bomb. Where the fuck did he go?
Okay, and he is going to flurry of blows you.
He's a
He is a monk. Bastard.
26.
Yep.
26. 10 and 28.
Yeah. 3 hit.
They all hit? Or 3 of them hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you take 23 points of damage.
Wave shield, boys.
As
Ooh, -4.
Kentworth doesn't even give you a chance. He just sidesteps the table and just whoosh, one punch just takes you in the gut. The next, he just grabs your shoulders and just headbutts you as hard as he can. And then he just grabs the back of your neck and just slams you down into his knee.
Jesus.
Your correlate shields dim most of the attacks, but they're still brutal attacks.
Okay.
And that's going to be his turn. Baji, you're up. Baji?
Oh shit! Sorry, I had a microphone muted.
Oh, okay. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to point my pistol at him and fire 2 shots. One with spell shot, and yeah, I'm just gonna say, "Where is Vicentias?"
Okay. Make those attacks.
Alright. First one is a 29,
29 hits.
and then the second one is gonna be a 18.
18 does not hit.
18 doesn't hit. All right. I'm just gonna roll damage now.
Actually, guys, would you mind turning off that music?
Yeah. I mean,
Or just turning it down a lot?
okay.
It is literally as down as it can get. So.
Does he have metal on him?
No.
Okay.
Oh, did I roll initiative? And
That's my damage.
22?
22.
Okay.
And yeah, so I don't have a movement action left, right?
Yeah, that was your full attack, so yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right.
Okay. You watch as Kentworth, with almost preternatural grace, sees you just pointing your gun at him, Baji, from across the room, and he just dodges out of the way. Both your bullets go flying past him. The second one, however, or the first one, with the electricity attached to it, manages just to slightly graze him. And you watch as he sort of grunts as electricity begins to blacken his skin. But he dodged both bullets.
Okay.
Vasilios, you're up.
All right, I am going to storm step.
No?
What does that do?
Teleportation.
Nice.
Everybody in that line will take him 5d8.
Okay.
A reflex save for half.
Yeah, sounds good.
There's the sorcerer.
Yeah.
That's a spell, right?
Yes.
You're gonna take the attack of opportunity from him.
Okay.
There's the sorcerer again.
Nat 20s.
Oh shit.
21 to make your AC.
Yes.
All right, let's confirm crit.
That was the last of it.
Ooh.
I have what's in my cup. You can have that.
Oh.
I don't like that.
You take 27 points of damage.
Oh jeez.
Okay.
As you just, you're about to cast this spell, you begin making the gestures, and he seemed ready for it. With one just powerful strike, just takes a step forward and just punches you almost directly on your heart. It catches you almost between heartbeats. And for a second, you feel your heart just skip. You feel ribs fracture under this attack.
Okay.
You have to make a concentration check or fail the spell.
Oh, jeez. Was that just a d20 plus my con mod?
D20, yeah, plus caster level, I think.
Caster level? Okay.
You should have taken a 5-footer.
Ooh, 27. Yeah, I didn't think about it.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Angus, but concentration checks are, the DC is the damage you take from the attack.
Oh boy, that's a good question. I want to say it's 10 plus.
10 plus the damage you take from the attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make it, unfortunately.
27? Really?
10 plus the damage you took 27 points of damage, I think.
29.
29, so you'd have to make a DC 39.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
Yeah, that's why you 5-foot step away from a melee attacker.
fucking literally
casting your
impossible.
spell.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just dead.
But yeah, no, the spell fizzles as you suddenly, all your concentration is lost as he just slams his fist into your heart. Meanwhile, in the other room, the rest of you watch as the shadows begin to coalesce and shift even more. Something happens.
How's the light level in this room, by the way, Mike?
It's fine. You think more than trying to eliminate the lights, he was probably trying to summon something.
I love
Good,
that.
good.
Super.
As the shadows
Lovely.
sort of move and shift around. And this happens. On the back side of the room, both of you catch it out of the corner of your eyes. Two of the portraits, the lights between them just go out, and something begins to emerge from the shadows. Just a sort of a swirling, twisting body of like what looks like 1,000 tentacles, some small, some big. You hear a somewhat familiar sound, the sound of 1,000 tentacles just
Why is that so much?
eldritch monstrosity emerges from the shadows. It seems to be composed of shadow to some degree.
Ma believes that is not natural.
No kidding.
You can make me a knowledge arcana check or a knowledge religion check.
Ooh, I can do both of those things.
I will let you do both of those things.
Inspire, because I can do that for free. That's a 23 Arcana and a more than that religion. That is a 34 religion.
Okay. 34 religion. You know vampires generally can't summon whatever the fuck this thing is. The rest of you know, Maw, for example, you know that Ezra summoned wolves. They've been known to summon rats, bats on occasion, but this is different. As this thing emerges from sort of the balcony, a small sort of balcony, more of a landing right next to you, Maw, and it's going to attack you. It is going to make 6 attacks against you.
Jesus Christ.
It's probably gonna make them all.
No, miss. 26?
Yep.
Miss. 23?
Yes.
26 again? And that one. Okay, that's three hits. Okay. Maw, you take 6 points of damage, and he is going to attempt to grab you.
Grapple.
Yes. Does a
Yeah.
Does a 19 make your CMD?
No.
Okay.
21.
This gibbering monstrosity just comes out of the this landing next to you and simply begins to wrap tentacles around you, batting you with other ones. You feel it pull on your leg and attempt to suck you into itself, sort of consume you. But you're able to resist it. Vicentias himself, he is going to take a 5-foot step back through the air, just sort of fly backwards, and he is going to cast a spell. Moments later, he vanishes.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, nice.
And that's going to be his turn. Maw, you're up.
All right, Maw is going to cast Strong Jaw on himself, which I believe just gives me all of my attacks are increased in damage by 2 sizes.
I'll
I just
take your word for it.
I linked it, but I believe that's what the wordage is saying.
Yeah, are you casting it on yourself? You said.
I'm casting it on myself.
You're gonna
so,
take an attack of opportunity if you do that.
well, I'm gonna move as well.
Okay, 5
Sorry.
foot step away.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. Yeah.
Okay, you begin making the guttural incantations that your lion form allows you to do, and moments later you feel your jaw locking up with magical energy.
And Ma is going to look at this puny, muttering one. Ma is the one that consumes. He'll just say in like druidic, I guess.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Dalton, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna grin to myself a little bit and say, "That's cute, but it's hard to escape me." And I'm going to cast Death Watch.
Oh.
Okay, what does that do?
That is anything living or dead or undead in the area of the spell. I can just see it.
Okay, what's the area of the spell?
It's a 60-foot cone, I believe.
Okay, how does that work? You have to be facing in a certain direction?
Yeah, I'm actually going to hover back, back up a few feet, and then I am going to send it out this direction. 60 feet.
Okay.
And if he's in there, I've got him.
Okay. You detect him. Oh, sorry.
Fuck yes.
You detect him right here. He hasn't moved from the place he was sitting at.
And I'm gonna just smirk, and I'm going to level my. Actually, so I have what, a swift action left?
Yeah. You see him, right? So you actually see him.
I actually see him.
Okay, so I'm gonna put him back on the map. Okay, yeah. You cast this spell out, and just detect this sort of fell energy in the air, something sort of black and twisting, and you're able to sort of lock your gaze onto it, almost a dark aura. Yeah, okay.
And as I do, my white eye is just gonna like burn silver. As I cast this spell and sort of see spirits.
Nice.
And that will be, and then I'm just gonna level my pistol at him. Say, is this your best?
You just hear back, good, good, Inquisitor, good. As he just smiles at you, floating in the air.
That's all I've got. I'm out of actions here.
Okay. Kentworth is up. He is going to, shortly dodging your attacks, Baji. He is going to make another round of flurry of blows on you, Vasilios.
Yep.
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
Oh.
He's kicking your ass more than the vampire is.
This is the second nat 20 that he got against Vasilios.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a confirmed crit.
Oh, no.
I'll save you the time. I'm unconscious.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, I could see that. He just took
21.
29.
Yeah.
That's 60. That's 50 damage.
11.
Christ.
To AC.
11 to AC.
No.
Oh, fuck.
11 again.
Yeah. No.
Wow. He rolled
Nice.
2-2. Okay, you're going to take some damage.
Especially you.
Yeah. I'm gonna wave shield one of these.
Oh shit.
Good, this is great. This is what I'm here for.
If it's more than 7, I'm down.
Boy.
What's
You
your
take-
health at Angus? Sorry.
You
go
take 25 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh.
reduce that by 4. Woo! 21. Yeah,
are
I'm
you at now?
unconscious.
What's your negative?
Yeah, that's good. That
So you said what? What was it? 27.
25 points of damage.
Okay, minus 4.
I
So
said that right?
21.
21.
Minus 14.
what's your con?
Plus 1.
Dude, you're dead.
You're
That's
dead.
actually, it was non-lethal damage, actually.
I mean,
and
is
that is
it-
not bullshit. He is trying to take you captive.
Oh.
There is bullshit.
Woo!
But these attacks have all been non-lethal damage.
Woo!
There is bullshit. This is not bullshit. He declared he is trying to take you captive.
Okay. I'm unconscious.
Baji, you watch as Kentworth is just focusing on Vasilios. He takes a step. He's looking at you out of the corner of his eye. Vasilios, he just just breaks apart your hands, elbows you in the gut, and then just takes your head and just slams your head down on the table.
Non-lethal.
We're going by daredevil physics, where people just beat on each other, beat on people's heads.
If I died bald, I would be really upset.
You watch as Vasilios just goes down in front of you, Baji, and Kentworth just looks at you.
So just a butler, are we? It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna smile and just gonna start reloading my my pistol with my move action, and then I'm gonna spend a panache point and channel hold my ale.
Okay.
An extra shot of shocking grasp into that.
Okay. That you're channeling. That's it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's all I can do.
All right, that's gonna be your turn. Sounds good. Yeah, Vasilios just and just collapses onto the ground back. He actually lays down on the couch sitting behind him. Vasilios, I don't think you have to do anything if you're non-lethally knocked unconscious.
That's correct.
All right.
So you're just down for the count. Vicentias is up. He is going to spring forward and go over there and charge you. Maw, you don't see him. Dalton, you do.
I'm going to parry and riposte.
Okay.
Come on, baby. Ooh, no, that's not good. 21 to parry.
No, that does not make it.
Okay.
What's another?
What did he roll?
Okay. He got a 24.
Oh, that doesn't hit.
Oh, okay.
My AC is a 25 right now.
Okay, sounds good. Vicentias just comes flying through the air, just strikes out at you with his electric saber. But you simply sort of draw your battle axe to the side and just parry it. That's your turn, or that's his turn, I believe. Yeah. Maul, you're up.
What about his?
Yeah, his muttering one is up. This one is going to make 6 attacks against you, Maul. No. What's your AC, Maul?
16.
No. Yes. Yes. Natural 20. Yes. And yes. So that's going to be...
I don't smoke cigarettes, but I chew gum.
You take 16 points of damage, and he's going to make a grab attempt against you. What's your CMD?
21.
No, he does not make it again. As Maw, out of the corner, as this thing, it's 5 steps towards you too as well. I forget about that. This thing just has a flare of tentacles just burst out in every direction and just wrap themselves around your face, and just begin just suckling on you, and tearing you up. But it again tries to pull your great mass into itself, and you're able to just pull back and resist it.
Oh, actually, my CMD is even higher because my strength is buffed.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
But okay, excellent.
You're up. I believe. Yeah, you're up. Sorry, I skipped you.
Oh, okay. No worries. Okay, so Ma's just gonna like roar in this thing's face.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you are up. Yeah.
Okay. Ma's just gonna like I'm just gonna straight up attack it. So we're gonna bite attack, which is 2 plus 14, 16.
16. 16 does not make its AC.
All right, and then 2 claw attacks.
Okay.
13 plus 14, 27.
27 hits.
And 28.
28 hits. Roll damage.
All right. So, and according to the strong jaw chart, this is going to be at 2d6. Okay. So 2, 5, so 7 plus 8, so 15 damage.
Okay.
And then 6 plus 6 plus 8, 20 damage. So 35 damage.
Okay. He is taking some attacks off that, or some PSDR. As you attempt to bite it, and one of its tentacles just slides right through your mouth, and you just attempt to bat at it and claw it. The clawing just seems to tear up almost nothing. So you have to like really dig your claws in and start just tearing into the interior of its body. And then its sort of slapping sounds just becomes a bit more desperate. Not a bad turn though. But Dalton, you're up.
All right, I'm going to take a 5-foot step to here. A 5-foot. Yeah, I'm airwalking, so it's a step. I'm going to say again, is that your best? I must admit, the Oceansphere has yet to impress me. And I am going to full attack him.
Okay, make your attacks.
All right. Come on, baby. Yeah. All right.
Roll them good rolls. Because I'm rolling like
That's
shit.
not great. That's not going to hit. That's an 18.
No, that's not it.
I'm going to use combat inspiration on the second one.
Okay, what's that do?
Basically, I get to roll. I get to add a d6.
Okay.
To this roll.
Okay.
Oh, I think that'll do it. That's a 28.
28 hits.
And that is 11 points of damage.
Okay. You say these words, and strike out at him once, and he sort of dodges backwards, and then strike out at him again. He sort of this time you dig into him, taking out a sort of a chunk of his peck. But he puts his saber between him, and he sort of wraps it around the interior of your battle axe. Nuzzles up close to you and just says, "I think I have something that will impress you quite a bit, Inquisitor." And then he just sort of giggles and throws you back, and flies back a bit. How much damage was that?
11.
Okay. Kentworth is going to he just springs across the table towards you, Baji, and he is going to attempt to stunning fist you.
I'm going to post that. And is he a human?
He is.
Oh, excellent. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna. So may I roll my parry post?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Hell yeah, brother. Okay.
Ooh.
That's a big number.
It's a big. 29 for me.
He nat 20'd.
Ah, that's the fucker.
Fuck.
The fucker.
Sit the fuck down.
How many nat 20s are you getting with that dice, Mike?
It's Pat's gold die too.
Get out of it. I don't like
That
it.
was a
The DM
so that is a 31 from him.
Ah.
That's not good.
And that is confirm. What's your AC, Baji?
25.
Well, this actually isn't going to do damage. Make me a fort save.
Oh, okay. Well, I can do those. Yeah, I'll spend a resolve point to. Well, first I'm going to. I'll spend a resolve point to roll twice, and then I'll do Charmed Life on the better roll.
Okay, sounds good.
Shoes, please. Okay. Going to be a 15 plus 9 is a 24.
24 beats it.
Where are you getting?
Charm Life.
You watch. He springs across the table and attempts to just sort of punch you in the heart. You watch as just energy coalesces around his fist as he does this, and he manages to hit you. But your most of your core leg shield and most of your armor manages to sort of just repel the energy coming from his fist. You're momentarily almost blinded, but you quickly regain your bearings, not stunned. And that's going to be his turn. He sort of looks at you, looks at his fist in disbelief for a moment, but says nothing.
I'm just gonna, as he punches me, I'm just gonna shake it off. Okay, my turn. And I'm going to.
It is your turn. Yeah.
This boy's getting a hold my ailed.
Okay, roll that attack. Well, actually, you need more than one round to charge that up, right?
I'm only using one extra wand.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Hell yeah, 29 to his
29 to his touch.
Yeah.
We establish that? Yeah, you don't take attacks of opportunity from shooting at close range now. Okay. Yeah, you're going to hit.
Okay, good. Because he's gonna take some damage. All right, yeah, that's the damage he's taking. So 19 plus 19 is 38. 38
Okay.
points of damage.
Okay. This time, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck I just did. Sorry. Okay. This time, he's at close range. He doesn't have time to react as you just he looks down at your pistol, which you just have hold up almost to his chest, his like groin, and his eyes sort of widen and he throws himself backwards, but your gun is too fast. Just as just is it electricity damage?
Yeah.
A bullet followed by two bolts of lightning just burst out of the end of your gun. The bullet just sort of grazes his thigh at the last second. The lightning bolts just fry him, and he goes flying back into the table, sort of hitting his back against it and sort of grunting in pain. Not a bad turn.
That's for my sorcerer.
Vasilios, you are unconscious. Vicentias is up. He's going to full attack you, Inquisitor.
I will parry and riposte all of them.
Okay. Roll that parry attempt.
That's a little number. That's 17.
He got a 35.
Okay.
And what's your AC at?
25.
26.
Okay, I'll parry that one too. Still not enough.
Okay. Actually, let me grab my bone dice.
Oh,
Oh boy.
he's got bone dice.
Oh, the death dice.
I actually have bonuses against death effects because phone dice make all of these death effects.
No, they do not, unfortunately.
You tried.
Okay.
Did my best.
You take. What's 15 plus 18?
33.
Yeah.
You take 33 points of damage. As his saber lashes out once. You attempt to block it as you did the first time, and he just sort of smirks and wraps it around and cuts you across the chest with it. Huh?
How much of that is electric?
Was 3 and 3, 6 total.
Okay, so I negate all of that
Badass. Okay.
because I have
Nice.
resistance to electricity.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so take that amount of health off. But he sort of wraps his saber around your battle axe and cuts you once. Then just takes a step forward, and with his you see claws just extend from his hands. And he just whoosh, sort of whips his claws across the blade and just strikes you with his claws. Then, sort of cutting you across the face with them. The electricity that he'd sort of taken from his saber fizzles on you, though. Good, Inquisitor. I see the Dayrisians are still keeping up. He sort of smiles at you and just holds out his saber against you. Maul, you're up.
You know what it is. I'm gonna eat this thing.
Okay, make those attacks.
Fuck, dude. All right, 6 plus 14, 20.
20 makes it.
Ah, cool. All right, excellent.
I'm gonna guess.
17 on the die, so I'm guessing that makes it.
Yeah, that makes it.
19 on the die, so yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this. So this is going to be 2d8 plus 8 because I'm
Okay.
two sizes larger. That's an 8.
Sorry. The gibbering mouth is actually going to go on his turn. My bad. So keep all this in mind. But he's going to roll first.
Okay.
What's your AC?
16.
1 makes it. 2 makes it. Oh, okay. Just 2 make it. Okay. Let's copy and roll that one again. Okay. You take 7 points of damage, and he's going to attempt to grapple jump on you.
All right.
No, he doesn't make it.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Continue.
All right. So he takes 21 damage from my bite attack.
How many attacks is that? Just one. Just one.
That's just one. So that's for my bite attack, 2d8 plus 5, and then. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. And then I'm going to attack him with 2d6. Yeah. So 7 plus 8. So 15, and then another claw attack. 8 plus 8, so 16. So
Okay. So what's that all total among all the attacks?
what was it? 20. So 30, 51.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Or
You
52.
begin tearing this guy up. You just dig your claws deeply into him and just begin ripping the sort of shadow that composes him to pieces, just tearing off shadowy tendrils and just throwing them away, and they just dissipate into nothingness. The creature is barely standing. You notice you've reduced its sort of mass considerably, but it's still standing.
Can I attempt my grapple then on my bite attack?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Okay.
Let me just check something real quick, but you should be good to do that.
See if you can even get grappled, because I just want to. Not in my house. Okay, so I'm gonna get ability score. So CMB is, I think I have a +7 to my strength right now. So I would have 13 to my CMB plus my size modifier, which is I think just a +1. So I have a 14 to my CMB.
Okay.
I can roll on that. Oof, big oof there. I got a 2 on the die. That's a.
See what's that total?
16, sorry.
Believe it or not, 16 makes it CMD.
Yes, thank you. And I'm just gonna grapple this thing and just roaring in its face. Ah!
All right, if an eldritch horror composed of like a mass of tentacles and mouths can quiver, this thing quivers as you just as you do this.
Excellent.
All right, Dalton, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna grunt as this guy marks me for the first time. I'm gonna 5 foot out. I'm going to swift action and restudy him.
Okay.
And then I am going to pull out my flask of extracts and down a shield.
Okay.
And say, we do keep up.
Okay, sounds good.
Point.
As you sort of say this, he just observes you sort of silently floating in the air. Just says, "It seems my agents were correct."
About?
Let's spar a bit more. And he just smiles and flies forward.
All right, well, that is my turn.
Okay. Kentworth is up. He is going to flurry of blows you, Baji.
I'll parry or post one of those.
Okay. Make that attempt.
Yes, sir. Oh, ooh, not bad. It's what's 17 plus 14?
31.
That makes it.
31. 31.
Make that repost.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Okay. 29.
Okay, yeah, that makes it. Roll that damage.
Hell yeah. He's getting hit for 11 points of damage.
Okay, sounds good. His first attack. Well, let me roll the rest of the attacks first. What's your AC?
Say again?
What's your AC?
My AC is. Oh wait, that was done incorrectly. It's not going to be 11. It's going to be 17 points of damage.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But what's your AC?
AC is 25. He's a human, you said, right?
Yes, he is. Okay. Let's cog roll again. No, it's gonna hit. And that is gonna hit. A 27 and 25 hit. The rest do not. Let's cog roll it again. Okay. Okay, you take 19 points of damage as Kentworth injured on the ground from the burst of your gun, just throws himself to his feet and strikes once more. His first blow, after observing his fight with Elios across the table from you, you just sidestep and just parry it aside, and then just whip your saber up the side of his sort of butler's outfit, cutting into him with electricity. He grunts. His next attack just takes you in the side of the head. Your correlate shield just blocks most of it, but it still does considerable damage. Then he follows up with a right hook. You backstep from it, and then he follows up with a left hook and just punches you in the gut. And you take some damage.
So that's 19 from 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, and that's his turn.
Okay. I believe it's mine now.
Yes, it is.
I am going to hit him with my Talwar, and then once again with my pistol with Shock and Grasp.
Okay, sounds good.
Ooh. Oh, kind of. All right. The first one is going to be a 17.
Okay.
For my Talwar.
That does not hit.
Okay. And the second one for my pistol is going to be a nat 19. 33.
That assuredly hits. That definitely hits.
Okay. Excellent. All right. I'm just gonna roll. And that's the damage. So that's gonna be a what is that? 31? 30.
Okay.
31, yeah.
31.
Okay. You strike once more with your Talwar. He sidesteps, but it was mostly a feint, so you could just aim your pistol in such a way that it would just catch him. This guy is seeming to be dodging bullets. This one just takes him in the side. He stumbles backwards, sort of back onto the coffee table, sort of that he'd slammed Ilios's head against. He just spits out a glob of blood, and just holds up his hands and says, "I surrender."
You surrender?
He nods.
Okay. Put your hands. Keep your hands in the air, and move back, very far back, away from us, or I'll fucking kill you.
Okay. We'll get back to that, but that happens. Basilios is still unconscious. Vicentias is going to. Well, first I'm going to make his gibbering mouther go first. Which is...
Mike, one more thing. As I say this, can I just start channeling?
Yeah, sure. 21, make your AC, Maul.
Yes.
All right, 26. No. 24. No. And 26 again. That's is that 5 hits?
I wasn't counting.
Okay, you take 15 points of damage.
You.
As this thing's its remaining tentacles still just slap against you. It is going to make. It's going to attempt to make another 6. This thing is not rolling well on its.
Oh no.
No, a 13.
No, that does not make it. Thank
Okay.
goodness.
For the last time, it attempts to engulf you.
Oh wait, don't I have it grappled?
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I have it grappled. Yeah. Wait a minute. It can't grapple me. It can't even hurt me.
Massively grappled.
You have.
You have no power here.
You grapple, eldritch monstrosity.
As I'm
It still makes
just
its
roaring.
It attempts to grapple you, but it's more just a feeble attempt to absorb the paws that are currently tearing it to pieces. Vicentias is up. He's going to 5-foot step this way, and he's going to attack you twice, Dalton.
I will parry and riposte to both of them.
Okay,
Nice.
sounds good.
First parry is a 26.
No. 36.
Gee. Second parry. 21? Yeah.
No, it still does not. No.
What's the second roll?
24.
Doesn't make it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
My AC is up to a 29 now.
Okay. I'll just leave out the electricity damage, since it doesn't affect you. You take another 12 points of damage. As Vicentias, he's just sort of laughing as he duels you in the air, just flying through the air, battle axe against saber. Then he just says, "Of course, Inquisitor. When I hired you to find the monster, I expected Daezra's would send its very best."
You wanted me here?
No, I didn't want you here. You just didn't find the monster.
If you're not the monster, then what the hell is?
Well, we could discuss that. Combat sort of pauses as he sort of observes you, sort of just smirking slightly in the air. How do you react?
Where
Blow him.
is my daughter?
Well, I think this sparring session is at an end. If you and your companions would like to accompany me to my study or perhaps my library, I'm sure we could hash all of this out.
Ma's gonna roar at him wherever he hears the voice.
Yeah, you just hear this invisible.
Hold up my hand and say, despite first impressions, Ma, this thing may not be our quarry.
Indeed, it is not. Though I'll have you know, Vicentias is the closest translation of my original name, so I do have a name, in other words.
Super duper. Every ghost I've ever put down has. If you're trying to humanize yourself, you should have stopped sucking blood.
All will be explained in due time. He smiles and simply floats back to the ground. You watch Ma, you finish up just tearing up his shadow monster, and he just... Oh, I don't like summoning those, as a matter of fact. That's the one thing about my vampirism I've never quite gotten used to. Why I summon those instead of your usual children of the night.
As I'm gonna descend to, and as I do, I am going to drink a potion of cure moderate wounds.
Okay. If I know Kentworth, he's probably made short work of your compatriots up in the parlor. But who knows? You're apparently the Tidehunters who killed Sir Bardius. Impressive. You know, in all my time in this city, few have ever parsed out my true nature. Fewer still have gotten through the sealed gate to the east wing of my manor.
What can I say? It's a talent. Ooh. That is hot as fuck.
Not bad.
7 and an 8 on that.
Combat is over. Ma, what are you doing?
Ma is going to shift back into his half-orc form.
Okay.
Ma does not like this, but we will have peace for now.
Neither do I.
Yes. Come follow me. We're gonna go back to Zoom. Exit out of Roll20.
And I am going to break my my pepper box, unload the lead shells, and load it with 6 silver bullets.
Nice.
I have to say, for the most part, Inquisitor, you didn't disappoint.
For the most part.
Well, there was the matter of the actual investigation. You seem to have flubbed that quite a bit. When I sent you that letter, I expected you to find out the actual person who's been killing these people in the streets.
So did I.
Yes, I suppose it was a matter of bad luck. He's sort of just leading you out of the east wing of his manor and up towards the parlor room on the other side of the manor.
You know, can I get a sense motive on this guy?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Ma's gonna throw a sense motive on this guy too.
Are me and Vasilios in the parlor room?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. You're currently holding Kentworth at gunpoint as Vasilios is sort of moments later guards burst in, and Kentworth just holds up his hand and says, "No, don't do anything. In fact,
You see that hole? You see that fucking hole in the floor? I'll put that in his head. I swear I'll do it.
that won't be necessary. Just get me one of the health potions from the wine cellar. I do believe I've been shot." And he just sort of grunts. And probably fetch one for the Stormweaver too. And the guard, sort of wide-eyed, just looks over this and just nods and goes away, leaving a few of his compatriots there.
You, all of you, put your hands up. All of you.
They're not going to attack you.
Yeah, I don't. Fuck off. Okay, I put your hands up.
Kenworth, well, make me an intimidate check.
The 19 cents motive, by the way.
I was about to roll a bluff check, then I was like, oh wait, no. No, you 19 total?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 19 on my intimidate, so that's a 31.
Okay, with a 31, the guards look at Kentworth sort of confused for a moment, and he just shrugs, and they just hold up their hands, sort of like...
Yeah, that's right. I'm in charge. You, Kentworth, put your palms on the table.
Again, this isn't necessary, and he does so.
Okay, good. Now, both of you, all of you, do as I say, and everything will be fine. And I'm just gonna move towards Vasilios. I'm just gonna keep the gun pointed at them, pull out a Cure Light Wounds potion, and just stick that into his mouth. And it's non-lethal damage, so I guess that should like completely counteract that.
Yeah, I think that's how non-lethal damage works. I think it just any healing, doesn't it take you to 0?
Any magical healing removes all non-lethal.
Oh wow. Okay, Vasilios, you were sort of just stunned, not just for a few seconds, but now you're just you were sort of coming to, and then Bashi shoves a Cure Light Wounds potion in your mouth. Roll that Cure Light Wounds.
I
Actually,
don't
does
think
it matter if I'm
if
getting...
it's non-lethal. It should all just be.
I mean, you can, I guess, but...
Nice, do it. I'm gonna roll myself some cure lights.
5. No. Yes, 5.
Yeah. As
I got 20 health back.
as Vasilios comes to, I'm just gonna say, Vasilios, they surrendered. I don't really know what to do about that.
Cough up a little bit of blood. Well, I did have them on the ropes.
Vasilios, we won. What do we do?
A hell of a punch. So what now?
Yeah, what? Yo, what the fuck just happened? Where did your master go? What was that smoke?
He eyes the guards, and then looks at you and says, "It will be explained in due time. Trust me when I say your compatriots aren't in any real danger. My master doesn't. Well, he has no reason to harm his employees.
Well, his employee? We're not his employees.
One of you is.
What are you talking about?
As I said, it will be explained in due time.
Why don't you explain now? I have a gun pointed at you.
Because listening ears." He just says that very loudly. "This entire city is full of listening ears. In fact, there's 2 pairs of them standing right there." And he points to the guards.
Okay. Fine. Well, I guess we'll just wait here then. And I'm just gonna keep my gun pointed at this guy.
Okay. With your 19 sense motive, Dalton, he seems to be playing with you somewhat.
I'm gonna roll mine as well. Sorry.
Okay.
I got a 19.
Yeah, with a 19, you get the feeling he's telling the truth, but there's also just an air of extreme danger around this guy. But he comes to the sealed doorway. Well, actually, he passes the broom closet where you found the skeleton, and he just mutters, "I guess you disturbed jitters." And then his hellhound comes out of the library and just nestles up to him, and he just goes, "Cinder, go back in the library, go back to bed." And he just walks over to the sealed door. You see him just cast a spell, and moments later, he turns around, and it's frail old Vicentias. "Excuse me, I have to keep the act going for my guards, you understand."
I'm gonna spread my hands a little bit, where I am still carrying openly my bloody axe and my pepper box, and say, "Of course, all the masquerade."
Yes, gentlemen, I'm afraid if one of you has the capacity to detect magic, there is an alarm spell set on this door. When you open it, you have to say the password, or else me and Kentworth will both know somebody's been into the east side of the manor.
That's how you
Ma
can do
did
it.
not think of that.
Yes. Well, we should go fetch Kentworth and bring him back to the East Wing then. I hope he hasn't injured your compatriots too badly.
I highly doubt it.
He opens the door with his own key and proceeds outward, closing it behind him. Moments later, Baji and Vasilios, you're joined by old Vicentias and your fellow Tidehunters.
You son of a bitch! Put your hands in the air.
Whoa, whoa!
That's.
Baji, calm down.
I'm gonna look at Baji's pistol and say, "That's not gonna do much to him, bud."
I'm just gonna put my hands on the Ebrium pouch. I have some tricks up my sleeve. If you don't want your butler dead, actually, I'm just gonna, as I say this, I'm just gonna start looking at, I'm gonna look at Dalton and Ma, and back at Kentworth. Oh,
Yes.
everything's fine, isn't it?
Ma believes our Dalton here has a pact with the vampire.
Yes, vampires. You mean those monsters that are everywhere in this city? Yes. No vampires here.
And I'm gonna look at him, look at the guards, look back at him, and say, "Well, all you Sinaori types are vampires."
Yes, capitalism, that sort of thing. Guardsmen, there's no problem here. Go about your duties, please.
I'm just gonna look at this, and I'm just gonna let my gun fall by its trigger, and just let the channeling subside. Okay, let's take it easy, and I'll just holster it.
I'm gonna step into the room, close the door behind us with my axe, and then
To my library. Let's all go, gentlemen. Too many ears here.
I will.
If everything's calmed down, I do believe your Sir Kentworth needs some medical assistance.
Yeah, in the meantime, guards had come. One of the guards bearing a cure wounds potion and fed it to Kenworth. He drinks it, and you watch one of your bullets just pop out of him, Baji. He just goes, "Oh! That didn't pass through me. That was still inside me."
Yes. Well, next time, don't do any of that with me.
Well said.
Kentworth, you're getting quite old. He really kicked your ass, didn't he?
And Kentworth just gives the old vampire like a long-suffering look.
Yes, follow me. Kentworth, please follow me as well.
Do you guys follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop next to Baji and say, "Keep your gun on the butler."
Okay. I'll do that. So you have your eye on the old man?
Yeah.
Okay. Just keep my gun on the butler then.
Then he takes you back to the sealed room, the door room. Vicentius opens it up with his key, and it sort of clicks. All the blocks click, and it opens up. And he steps in and says, "Royal blood," and the alarm spell deactivates. And he gestures the rest of you in.
Of course. Yeah.
Ma would have guessed that.
Then you all following, he seals the door behind you. He proceeds into his library. Do you guys follow as well?
I'm gonna do so, and as I'm gonna, I always tell my daughter never go to a secondary location.
Oh yes, but you came to this secondary location. What am I doing?
He just breaks the spell on himself, the disguise spell, and the rest of you just see the old man turn into just a young vampire, black hair, red eyes, and he just stands up fully, and he just says, "I'm sorry, I get carried away with theatrics sometimes."
So vampire, right?
Vampire.
Why are we not killing it?
I'll explain in a minute.
Yes. Explain in a minute. Gods, Kenworth. He sort of observes his butler and just says, might be able to get some ice on that. Well, wait till after the meeting, and then I'll see about casting some ice, creating some. The rest of you follow me. And they've made quite a mess in the portrait room. If you can get Jitters to clean that up. And Kentworth just nods and goes off to the broom closet and activates the skeleton. Vicentias goes into the library and takes a seat by the fire and just begins stroking his hellhound's neck.
I'm just gonna reload my pistol.
So what exactly happened in the portrait room?
Yes. I have a special kind of vampirism. If it wasn't clear that I was a vampire, well, it should be at this point. My portrait room, I'll say my particular strain of vampirism has unique effects when compared to other strains. For example, I can disguise myself however I will, and he turns his face old again, then turns it back. But no matter what, if I'm painted, if my visage is put on canvas, over the course of years, it will change back to show my original face, this face.
Fascinating.
Yes. There are some other strains, interesting little details about my vampirism. For one, I don't need to suck blood as often as lower forms of my species.
As often.
Well, I'll say something else, Inquisitor. I don't need to suck the blood of living mortal beings. Most of my subsistence is off of the spiritual residue that accompanies somebody's death.
So that's why you control the crypts.
Yes. Say that again?
And that's why I couldn't read the corpses.
Yes.
You want to know why I couldn't find your killer? You mutilated my evidence.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was an aspect. Manipulating those psychic scars on reality is something I didn't realize you Inquisitors even could do. I suppose it's a closely guarded secret that way.
Kenworth mentioned one of us was under your employ. That letter, that was from you, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed it was, Inquisitor. He looks at you, Dalton. I sent you that letter because I expected you to, well, go to the Mask of Lights and sniff out the true killer. I expected perhaps you would pressure him into admitting something bad. I just didn't expect that massacre to break out there. That seemed to have ruined my plans quite considerably. I had to reveal part of my nature, immolate those guards, tear their hearts out, claw them to pieces to escape. I am sorry about that. I suppose it did throw you off the trail of the true killer.
So you haven't been the one immolating people in the streets?
No, that hasn't been me. Occasionally, a lesser vampire comes to Veneias and attempts to establish a lair here. A body is found exsanguinated. I have control of the crypts and control the dead of the city. Kentworth is the head of the crypts. He informs me of exsanguinated bodies when they're found, and I usually make them disappear and then hunt the vampire myself. I don't like others intruding on my territory.
So you know it's a vampire for sure, this monster?
I'm not sure. I know it exsanguinates, but I would be able to sense if it was a vampire. I think whatever this thing is, it is not my species or a lesser strain of vampire.
Is it undead?
I do not believe it is that either. As I said, I'm not sure what it is.
You said that in your letter to Dalton here that you knew one of the Sinaors was behind all this. How do you know that, and which Sinaor?
How do you know your daughter is with them?
I will explain that all, but first, Inquisitor, I would like to glean your thoughts on this. If you had to guess, cutting me out of the equation, who would be your prime suspect as to who the killer was?
Cutting you out. I don't believe it's Tremalkier.
Oh, you would be right about that. He's innocent of the massacre at the Mask as well.
I know. Moreover, don't think it's a Diadel.
No.
I think that he's a monster of a different sort. Not the type to go immolating. His damage is not so readily apparent.
No. And who does that leave? Ricardios Vino? Alistoris?
Alabaster.
Oh,
Narian.
I'll say I have already admitted the creature is a man, or at least takes the appearance of one.
So that leaves us only two suspects. Ricardius and Alistoris. Ricardius, my compatriots have met, I understand. He seems to be at the...
Not the type.
Well, he seems to be at the whims of Giovan Sect, who knows something about him. Something sufficiently substantial.
In fact, Giovan Sect, a few weeks ago, received a letter. Fine, if you want a position at the Vinewood table, simply go into Vicentias Sangaraeal's portrait room. Someone else knows your secret.
Yes. There is a secret latch in the alchemy lab in my lower part of the manor. It leads directly through secret tunnels to the crypts. Somebody snuck into the crypts, used that secret tunnel to break into my manor. That was perhaps 2 weeks ago. They seem to have walked around a bit. That's actually why I put the alarm spell on that door, to make sure nobody ever did it again. Me and Kentworth were both out at the time, unfortunately.
How do you know someone got in then?
Well, smell. I'm a vampire.
Fair enough.
Odyssean, perhaps?
Or your
No,
I think we're still forgetting about the lost heir. Might be a young boy, but I'm not exactly sure how vampires work at that age.
no, just focusing on the rulers of the houses.
We're down to Alistoris and Ricardius. And Alistoris has recently had a, well, at least a public change of heart about the lot of you. And he seemed absolutely terrified of something when we spoke to him.
You think something might...
Have him by the
The
balls.
Black Scars! They must have him
By the balls.
and are leveraging that.
Maw is ready to hunt black scars again.
Kidnap your daughter and Ilo? What have you heard about Black Scars in the city?
You must have come across my alchemy lab when you were breaking into my manor.
I did ask about it. The fifth victim, you had isolated a black blood in her.
No,
Wasn't interested.
not in her. Those are separate projects of mine, unfortunately. The Black Blood is something I've been studying for quite some time. Tell me, Tidehunters, do you know of sea titans?
Yes.
Yes, Maw will ride one day.
I nod.
He sort of smirks at that. Well, perhaps we'll get to that later. The Black Blood, well, let's just say this entire chain of events. You see Kentworth just come in with a silver tray with a chalice full of blood on it. And Vicentius just thanks him and takes it and begins sipping on it.
I thought you drank spirit essence.
Sometimes I drink blood. That's sort of a misunderstanding that vampires only drink blood. We drink the life force that exists inside the blood. I'm sometimes able to take dead bodies and sort of cast magic on them to keep their blood flowing even after death. I'm able to drink that. This is the blood of a dead body. He begins sipping on that. Blood, spiritual essence, it's all really the same thing once you come down to it.
Okay. So,
The last victim, is that her blood?
No, this is actually the blood of a seagull.
Oh.
what's
A vegetarian.
Sometimes.
well, it's not a vegetable.
It's close.
Yes, Maw believes that the seagull is not a vegetable.
Yes, no, the seagull crashed into one of my coralite windows. Kentworth fetched it, and I wanted to taste what seagull blood tasted like.
Any good?
He just keeps sipping and says, I haven't decided.
Maw is not huge on seagulls. Ma's eaten them before.
The Sea Titans.
We're getting off topic. The killer, please, Inquisitor. Ricardius Vino or Alistoris, what's your consensus?
Well, we need more information now. Who would throw in with black scars? And why?
Alice,
Well, it could be possible that Alistoris already did. You remember what happened in Azora Quer, Baji? And now Alistoris has a stranglehold on Cerobar's head of the house. He could have planned this all along.
that's a separate.
Let's not forget Tremalkier's spy master.
Oh, he's not one of the seven. It
There's,
is either Ricardius or Alistoris is the killer.
Then I said-
Perhaps we should scry on.
no.
I know who it is. I'm just trying to glean your thoughts.
Alistoris is frightened. Alistoris. But Ricardius. Ricardius has an interest in ousting you.
Does he?
He's the other winehouse. Competitors. And so suddenly bodies start turning up, exsanguinated, burned. Your exact profile and a letter shows up in Giovan Sect's office, pointing him at you.
Oh,
Seems like
unfortunately,
someone has an interest in removing you.
quite a big conspiracy, but I've taken large pains to make sure none of the other Sinaori know my nature. Ricardius isn't aware of my true nature. His house controls most of the market. I am but a minor threat to him in the wine trade. And besides that, Sect knows little of me either. Oh, and there's something else. I was the one who killed that last one.
Which one?
The last victim. I thrust a knife into her heart.
Why? I'm gonna start channeling.
Because she was dying, you fool. She was massively traumatically exsanguinated. She had moments to live, and I thought it best to ease her passing.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower the pistol.
Unfortunately, she didn't take that well. She, in her dying madness, assumed I was her killer.
I've given you my take.
You
The
disappoint
straight
me.
answer is I don't know yet, and I wouldn't act on the information that I have. I would ask someone more questions, and if you know, you're just holding out on me.
Perhaps there is wisdom in that. The killer is Alistoris.
Ha! I knew it!
Why?
Yes. I don't think he's a human being. And I don't think he works alone. Here, follow me. He stops stroking his hellhound and proceeds out into the hallway and down the stairs.
We're gonna follow, I guess.
Yeah.
He takes you to his alchemy lab, where there's the charred corpse of the last killer, or the last victim. Inquisitor, he waves you over, Dalton.
I'll step forward.
Part of the reason I began immolating these bodies was to hide the exsanguination, obviously. As I said, usually I make the bodies disappear, but the first victim had a girlfriend. She was there, actually.
Yes, I've noted her name down. IRL, I don't have my journal with me. Dalton does have his journal with him.
Triaria, you remember the name was. Triara.
Open that up. Triaria?
Yes, Triara. She witnessed his exsanguination and death. I did not know about it until it was too late. She had already, in a panic, proceeded to her refugee camp and spread the word of a vampire in the city. Now I have the choice of either making that body disappear and perhaps fan those flames into a full-on panic among the refugee camps. If people just started disappearing right after one was found exsanguinated, the word vampire wouldn't be far behind. So it seems I had little choice but to immolate the bodies, to hide the existence of their exsanguination, and I found Triara and used my limited mental domination abilities to get her to change her story. She didn't find somebody drained of blood, she found somebody charred into a husk.
I'm confused. The a monster is exsanguinating these bodies, and you've been going around and immolating them?
Yes, I've been running around the city rooftops at night. The scent of blood and of extreme violence. I can find them quite easily. Most of my time has been spent traipsing around the city, making sure these vampires, these bodies were immolated properly in time. There was one where Kentworth had to find the body for me.
Why?
I simply missed it. But his guardsmen have been. It's a standing order among Sangaraeal guardsmen that if anybody is found exsanguinated, they are to tell Kentworth, and Kentworth is to tell me. And we're to handle the matter of vampires. Usually it's vampires, personally.
So you don't think that Alistoris is a human?
No, and I don't think he's alone.
Nor a vampire.
No, he gestures to the body. He says, "These will probably be easy to miss." And he shows you various points of the body, hidden in strange places, like the back of the calf, the webbing between toes. But you're able to see, Dalton, with him showing you, there are other puncture marks, not just on the neck.
No.
Yes, it's some kind of aberration, I believe. It's working in a group of 6 or 7, perhaps. They are able to change their form somehow. Approach these people as friends and loved ones. Then the first one hits it on the head, hits the victim on the head, and begins draining its blood, and the rest come from the shadows and completely exsanguinated in moments.
Can I roll a knowledge anything check on that?
Yeah, make me a knowledge. What is aberrations?
Arcana.
Make me a knowledge arcana check.
Can I do that as well?
I think it's Arcana.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
24 for me.
that is a. I drank a new heightened awareness. So that is a 10, 15, 27.
All right, with the 27, you recall in your studies the name Ergothals comes to mind. Beings able to, what'd you say?
Ergo what now?
Ergothals. Beings able to change their form, and they drink blood, exsanguinate people, not with traditional vampires' fangs, but with a pair of sort of like mosquito things that come out of their mouth, and they just begin sucking it up like that.
Gothels. You've got a nest.
Bless
Do I
you.
know anything else about these things?
Generally, they're old. They're very old and very rare. Nests of them don't often pop up, and when they do, people often mistake them for vampires. But they're able to change their form at will. Takes a few seconds, but not just an illusory disguise, but actually reshape their flesh to look like that person.
Possible that the Alistoris you knew has been replaced. They're shape changers, literal shape changers, not illusions. And they drink blood. They're exceedingly rare.
And they have control of little Therabar Jr.
No, I believe they're working with the Black Scars. Thanatos seems to have recruited these beasts, whatever they are. I believe they make their nest, perhaps in the sewers, under House Cerobar's manor.
And what about Therabar Jr.?
Presumably he's still in the house. He's more valuable to them alive. But the Black Scars, assuredly, most of the old guardsmen that were working at the manor, the familial guardsmen, have been replaced in the past few weeks. I believe it's Thanatos replacing the Cerobar guardsmen with Black Scars. It is there, of course, Tidehunters, you'll find your friend Eilud and Terrenial. And it is there, Dalton, you will find your daughter Anna.
Why didn't you just tell us this?
Because this was an audition, gentlemen. Apparently, I am one of the only Sinaori capable of seeing the truth behind the threat that is the Black Scars. I've been studying them for quite some time now. I wanted to glean a sense of you, all of you. And it just so happens you came into this city at the same time that an Inquisitor from the Derazine Empire did. If the two of you could be united together, you would be quite a formidable force, a sword of sorts that I could use to protect Veneias against Thanatos.
Ma's willing
Hmm.
to get paid as well.
One last question. Why do you seem to be the least vampiric of any of the other Sinaors in this city?
Oh, because they're bloodthirsty capitalists. What do you think?
And you?
I'm just bloodthirsty. But you'll find I spend most of my earnings donating it to the poor of the city. He sort of locks eyes with Kentworth and sort of smirks at him. Kentworth, I met him a long time ago. Well, I'll say an eternal life. It's quite a lot of time to spend bettering yourself. The most vile of creatures still make the choice every day to do evil and to be cruel. And I decided not to do that anymore. Perhaps it is our decisions that decide us.
So then I have one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna just level my pepper box pistol at him and say, "This is loaded with silver rounds." To be honest, who's the last person you killed? Not as a mercy killing, but to feed.
That was over 700 years ago in the Ashlands. Yes.
Sense motive.
On that?
Yeah, since what?
Little number. It's like a 12.
I got a 9.
Yeah, okay, the 12 and a 9. You can't get a clear read on him, but he seems to have a distant enough look. Yes. I would like to say we vampires were different than others. We were gifted the blood of Azortheth, the Squiddling Maw, one of the Sea Titans.
The Squiddling Maw Azarth.
Where is this squiddling maw? Maw shall regain its name.
My home city, of course, Lancia Deep.
Mike, where's Lancia Deep?
What'd you say?
Where's Lancia Deep?
Lancia Deep, make me a knowledge geography check.
I will also do
I
that.
think we've heard the name before, right?
That's more than a 20.
I got a 22.
Yeah, you guys know Lancia Deep is to the southeast of Veneias. It's the most eastern of the 7 cities. Most of the city exists in the abyssal depths at the bottom of the ocean. Yes, my home city. The Ashen Court. Other vampires like me rule over the city. Though, of course, that is not widely known knowledge. They're vampires. Several, let us say, my homeland was shattered when a volcano erupted in there over 1,000 years ago. You know it today as the Ashlands. Its true name even I cannot recall. But in the ruin of what became our country, the skies were choked with ash. We, in our stupidity, made a deal with Azortheth, one of the Sea Titans. She gave us the ability to exist in darkness and prey on the spiritual residue of all those who were decimated by the mountain erupting. For several decades, perhaps a century, we existed in the ruins of our homeland, feeding on all of the spiritual residue. And then, suddenly, Ebonmount, the volcano, went quiet, and the sun was known to us once more. My people tried to find Azortheth and get her to take back her gift, but it was not to be. She was already asleep by then. So we followed her down to her city and established our own court there, waiting for her to one day awaken and make us human again.
She
That was
hasn't
all.
awoken yet, has she?
Now, Tidehunters, you probably know that better than I. The Ashen Court, I have not long been in contact with them. I left Lancia Deep several hundred years ago. Probably 657 years ago, yeah. To establish this house here in Veneias. I'm sort of a black sheep when it comes to the rest of my people.
I'm just gonna uncock my pistol and replace it under my coat. I've been to Greenland. I fought a war there for 3 years.
Yes, it is quite haunted, that place. The ruins of our nation, a nation I can't even recall the name of. Oh,
We don't know.
memories. Memory is one of the prices we paid for our blood, for our salvation. You see, now in a very real sense, you are what you eat. We feast mostly on the spiritual residue of those who were killed traumatically. Given enough time, those memories begin to replace our own. I have lived 1,000 lives, or at least hear the echoes of those thoughts in my head. But my own homeland is lost to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm 1,178 years old. I've met Virgil Evander. I've met your grandfather, Shivaji Rudra.
What?
I can say I've had time enough to deal with the sadness of my existence.
What was he like?
Your grandfather?
Yes.
I only met him after he conquered Ilarion, drove the Star Elves out of their city, and desecrated the place.
He didn't do that. That was. What was?
It was Vihan Khadkar. That's right. It's funny you humans always manage to justify genocide like that. It wasn't me. It was the other humans.
Vihan Katkar paid for his crimes.
Yes, but if Shivaji Rudra hadn't started his war of conquering, Ilarion would probably still be in existence today, wouldn't it?
So you never met my ancestor?
No, I did. He conquered Veneias. Yes, I met him after Ilarion. They say that was when he began to change. Towards the end of his life, he couldn't bear even to lift Oceansphere, even in self-defense. He was disgusted by what the sword had wrought on the Oceansphere. What he had wrought on the Oceansphere. He was sad towards the end. He carried Ilarion with him for the rest of his life, I think.
Well, maybe I can right a few of his wrongs.
Perhaps you can.
I need a favor.
What is that?
Something very important to me was taken. It is allegedly now it is in the possession of sect. A journal. He promised me that once we find out what's in your portrait room, that I would have the journal, along with a very important prisoner.
Prisoner, truly. Do you intend to tell him I'm a vampire?
I'm assuming you wouldn't want that.
No, it would go against, it would ruin my day, let's say that. Or at least my afternoon.
So can you get me that journal?
Perhaps I can do this. Maybe a diplomacy check, actually.
29 all day.
Yeah. Perhaps I can do that. The nature of this deal, a prisoner involved too?
Yeah. A prisoner. Someone very dangerous.
Probably the one who broke into your house.
Truly. He looks at you up at this.
The one who brought the Black Scars here.
And who is it?
Tobias Vector.
Tobias Vector. He'd be Vector now, though, wouldn't he? He's still alive.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, I knew him when he was a child. I had many deals with his father, and I saw him running around once or twice. Poor child. His entire family killed by Cerobardius.
Well, he got his revenge.
He's
And
become
he's not
dangerous.
done.
So he's the one who killed Cerobardius?
He's the one who killed Cerobardius, and he's thrown in with the Black Scars. He released Tenebradon.
Tenebradon. You do know of the Sea Titans. He sort of bends forward at that. Before we go on to this next part of our conversation. Dreamborn and Inquisitor, could you perhaps return to me the black blood, the retorts and Olympuses you stole from my alchemy lab?
Maw can do so.
And also, I would like the return of my rings. And he holds up. He has a signet ring with just blood red coralite on it.
What kind of rings were they?
I'll take out the ring and put it on the table. I'm gonna lean forward and say, "What are you doing with the blood?"
Black blood. I've been studying it. I'm the one who pushed the Vinewood table to put the bounty on the heads of the Black Scars. The Tidehunters we hire to kill them, bring them into the city to the crypts. I dissect them and isolate the black blood. Tell me, you've encountered sea titans before and black scars, presumably. What do you know about them?
Which ones? Black Scars or Sea Titans? We know the Black Scars are using a Sea Titan's blood in order to create a sort of hive mind.
Yes, you know quite a bit. The Eldritch Hive Mind. Yes, I'll say this. Each of the bloods creates its own Eldritch Hive Mind. For example, me and all of my fellow vampires of the Ashen Court, can feel each other. Even at this distance, I can feel them all in Lancia Deep and a few others traveling the world. Our bloodline is weaker than the others. But
You'd be able to know if the Black Scars were using Azateth's blood?
I do believe they are.
So
You see, Thanatos, when he was first starting to be a threat and a nuisance to our people, broke into one of our labs in Lancia Deep and stole a vial of Azortheth's blood.
So she's not awake. They're merely just using the blood that you had.
It's a possibility. It's been a long time since I've been there, and I feel I would know if she was awake. She is stirring, though, in her black city at the bottom of the ocean.
That's good for us. One less Sea Titan, one less we have to kill.
I'll say, if she will awake soon.
Well, then we'll just have to kill her like we killed Carcanos.
Carcanos? Which one is that?
Pulled me in.
The armor-clad king. Big crab thing.
What city were you at when you killed this sea titan?
The heroes of the monster beneath Coralia.
Yes.
Heroes of Coralia.
Coralia. That's 5 I know then. Tenebradon, Carcanos, Okoro Kamue, Azortheth, and Anantashesha.
Ah, so you know Anantashesha.
Yes. I believe it makes its lair in Virgil's dream. You see, each of the Titans is not bound to one of the 7 cities, but bound to the territories around one of the 7 cities. Tenebradon was bound to Azor Quer. It seems this Carcanos was bound to Coralia. Okoro Kamue is bound to Veneias. Azortheth is bound to Lancia Deep. And I believe Anantashesha is bound to Starhaven, formerly known as Elarian.
Tell me about the one bound here.
Okoro Kamue. I've spent a lot of time trying to research her. She goes by many names, the drowned mother of 1,000 young. I've come to the belief that the Black Scars had access to her blood once, but they've stopped using it for some reason. That blood grants one the ability to rage even beyond death, just as Okoro Kamue rages.
What is she?
I don't know. I've spent a lot of time trying to find that out. The old texts say she draws undeath to her. So it's a potentiality she's in the Bay of Ghosts. But even I won't venture there to attempt to seek her out.
You said 5 that you know?
5.
Could you repeat them?
Tenebradon, Carcanos, Okoro Kamue, Azortheth, and Anantashesha.
We know there are 7 Sea Titans?
Yes. Though that information has been steadily quashed throughout the ages. You wouldn't believe how much work has been gone into hiding the existence of the Titans. If Animaria could see me now, she would be quivering with rage, I'll say that.
Animaria.
Yes, she's the Ocean Princess of Mariad. We have correspondence, limited correspondence.
Have you been there?
Once, yes. It wasn't to my liking. Too much sun, you understand. He raises the blood red coralite in his ring. Coralite naturally filters out radiance from the sun. I found this specific brand of coralite. I call it blood coralite. Filters out all but a little tiny bit of it. I can go out in sunlight with wearing this.
Ma will get you back your silver ring. Ma, and he's just gonna put a hand on his stomach. Ma just decided to eat it, and while he was a bat.
You know, you shouldn't make a habit of that. Probably cause you all sorts of indigestion, tear up your insides.
Ma's eaten a lot of things. Probably won't do much.
That thing has been on my finger for over 400 years.
Ma's gonna get some water.
You knew my ancestor.
Yes.
You saw Ocean's Fury?
Yes, I did.
You wouldn't happen to know what it is right now, would you?
No, he went to great pains to hide the thing, with the help of, at the time it was Anna-Lyria, Manamari's mother.
He took Anna-Lyria's help.
Yes. Do you not know of the ancient alliance between Cancone and Mariad?
I had assumed that had fallen through after Starhaven.
No. Well, to call it ancient is perhaps overdoing it. It began with Starhaven. After Shivaji Rudra was finished conquering the Oceansphere, it seems his disgust with violence got the best of him. He began working with Anamaria's mother to undo all the harm he'd done. Towards the end of his life, they worked together to hide Ocean's Fury so that nobody would ever find it again. Humans simply can't be trusted with that sort of power.
Doesn't matter what kind of power humans have. They always find a way to abuse it.
Yes, and your grandfather believed that towards the end of his life. Though, I could understand why you would seek it out now. Way to regain your homeland. I will say, the alliance was secret. It was an alliance strictly between the kings of Cancone and Mariad. The politics of the Undermare are complex, but for many reasons, they had to keep it a secret. I'm surprised, though. I've heard that your father worked closely with Anamaria during the war against the Aurelian Dawn. It was the scouts of Mariad that helped the Canconi fleet to be so effective against the fleets of the Dawn.
I guess that means Anna Maria won't be helping me find Ocean's Fury. I'll have to find it on my own. Anyway, what are we waiting for? And I'm just gonna start cleaning my pistol, sheathing my sword. Your daughter, my friend, they're under Alastorius's manor somewhere.
Alastor's.
Anna Maria.
Anna Maria.
Astoria.
So, we have time. Night's young. Let's go pay him a visit.
Alastor's?
What was that?
Ma believes maybe we should wait a day at least to get some health and spells attuned.
I'm gonna want to make preparations.
Yes, Ma would definitely like to make preparations. We don't know what we're walking into.
Preparations aren't my usual targets. I'm gonna need to whip up a few things.
For all we know, this could be hunting us.
How quickly can we move?
What time is it?
It's probably 9 p.m.
Okay.
I'd say more like 8:30. Yeah, 8:30, I'd say.
Mike, what do I know about aberrations?
Make the check.
That is a 20.
We'll get to that later because I'd have to look up at aberrations,
Okay.
what they do. Is that an alarm going off?
Sorry, that is the dishwasher. saying that it's done.
Will you be leaving so soon? Vicentias says.
Do you have anything else?
I don't know.
You're not going to turn us into vampires, are you?
No, I would have to grant you the blood of Azortheth. Most don't survive. That vampire that's been following you, what's his name? Dominic. Yes, he was one of the only survivors from the vial Thanatos had.
So it's not him. You know for sure then. That is the monster.
No. I would sense if he was in the city. He's close by, but he's not in Veneias. I believe he's broken off from Thanatos for some reason. Cannot say why.
He's broken off. Probably Ilo.
Yes, I can sense him in the city. He's a newborn when it comes to the blood of Azortheth, an eldritch vampire. He's probably under quite a lot of pain right now. Probably caught up in blood madness.
Is there a cure?
Our people have been seeking a cure for over 1,000 years.
Well, maybe we just have to kill Azortheth.
So Thanatos, he's part of your hive mind as well?
No. What he is a question I've been trying to answer for quite some time. You see, each of the bloodlines of the Black Scars gives a different hive mind. It exists as a different hive mind. I believe its original intention was to grant each Sea Titan a coalition of servants who would be bound to it irrevocably. I believe Berengar, Thanatos' brother, originally wielded the blood of Okoro Kamue. And he had his own bloodline, and I believe that was different from Thanatos's. They each had separate Eldritch hive minds that they commanded. But with Berengar's forces leaving the Black Scars, I don't believe they have access to the blood anymore. At least they're not using it the same way. Thanatos' blood. He looks at you.
I learned Karkan, the way of the pincer crab. Vasilios, you're learning Okoro. Way of the octopus?
Yes.
Well, Okoro Kamue is an octopus.
She is described as in many forms, but at its heart, perhaps yes. Many of the Sea Titans have tentacles at some point of their body, but the dead white jellyfish who floats in the sea, many terms, the drowned octopus god.
You were saying about Thanatos.
Yes, his bloodline was quite interesting. You see, Tenebradon's bloodline seems to give two possible powers. It allows one to mutate into a large shark monster, or it allows one to meld into shadows and sort of disappear into solid brick or stone, just as a shark turns into a shadow under the ocean surface. The phantom blades running around the city, they seem to have access to this latter power of Tenebradon's. They were granted the blood of Tenebradon, and they're able to use it to gain mobility almost unheard of in the city. Many of the bloods there, they have different functions, different purposes, different abilities they grant. But Thanatos' bloodline, I'm unable to pinpoint which Sea Titan it would belong to. For example, I know Azortheth grants a sort of eldritch vampirism. But I'm not sure about Thanatos. It seems to have two purposes. It seems to have the ability to make him combine bloodlines together, control bloodlines. For example, Thanatos, if he got his hands on someone gifted with Tenebradon's blood, he would be able to control that person despite not being a part of the same hive mind as that person. It seems Thanatos has control of some master blood that allows him to control all of the other bloods. It also seems to grant him his sorceress abilities, him and his shadow rages, his lieutenants.
A master blood? Wouldn't that not suggest a master Sea Titan, an eighth Sea Titan?
Perhaps. The Sea Titans of both Myriad and Tidalis are both unknown to me, a result of Animaria and Illyrius. eternal attempt to keep knowledge of the Sea Titans hidden from the rest of the world.
They're not doing a very good job, are they?
Well, up until this point, they've mostly succeeded.
What changed?
You know that. Not you, Dalton, but the rest of you do. The consciousness of the Coralite has been weakening. It was their dream that was keeping the rest of the Sea Titans asleep. Now that it is weakened enough, the Sea Titans are stirring. All of them at once, capable of causing unheard of destruction to the Oceansphere and to the world. Yes, I believe we're all in here for a fun time up ahead.
Maw is excited.
So do you have any cool vampire things to give us to kill whatever the fuck Alistaurus is?
I assume the Inquisitor could do that himself. Being that I don't know the creature's true nature, only that it thirsts for blood. I'm not sure how I could help in that department.
Like I said, I need to prepare a few things.
So does Maw.
Okay then.
One more question.
He looks at you.
What the hell does this have to do with Anna?
Maybe a diplomacy check. Or an intimidate check.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely intimidating him, and I'm going to inspire this. Buddy, oh, that's not great. Rolling like shit. 17.
Yeah, with the 17, he just meets your eyes. You try to intimidate him, but you look into his eyes and you just see somebody who's very, very old. And just, he looks at you like you're a child. I am uncertain about that. I'm going mostly off of theories for much of this, theories and suppositions. I think perhaps your daughter is something called an ocean called. You see, the ocean has a spirit and a will of sorts, and a powerful will that it exerts on the world. There are wonderings, theories that certain individuals are called to the ocean, and that the world parts before them. They're drawn here for strange reasons. And many people thought Alexances Sarabar was an ocean called, but he was drawn here to slay the vectors. It's become a stand-in for almost chosen one to an extent, or chosen by the ocean. It's a potentiality. If what I've heard of your daughter is true, that's what she is. But sorry, excuse me.
What have you heard of his daughter?
I'm curious to that as well.
I have agents throughout the Scarlet Foothills. Bodies were found. Inquisitor, you followed her the entire way.
That's right. I followed the bodies.
Yes.
She first disappeared. That same night, 6 people dropped dead in my town of sudden acts of violence. One of the bakers discovered that his daughter was having an affair with an older man and shot him dead. Elsewhere, 2 other such affairs were discovered. A priest who had been having a certain individual confess to him various transgressences, murdered that man in his sleep, so on and so on.
Yes, probability seems to shift around these people. If she was able to make it through the Bay of Ghosts, or at least along the Pale River, a lone girl would have a hard time doing that. A party of Tidehunters as strong as yourself might have a hard time doing that.
You don't know my daughter.
Now, I know there are limits to human ability.
I made it.
Yes, she arrived in the city. I saw her. I was scouting out Sarabar's manor. I saw her approach Alistaurus in an alleyway. He took her for one of his latest victims, I think. But she showed him the error of his ways. After she was done with him, she told him that she wanted to speak to who was in charge. and he took her. That was the closest I've gotten to Alistoris, and I should have killed him then, but I didn't. I think I was too curious.
So he's working for someone in addition to with someone.
If what you say about Tobias Vector is true, not just Vector, and he's in charge, it's a possibility she was taken to him.
How would he be in control of the Black Scars while in one of the Alabaster cells?
It's a possibility. I don't know how long ago he was captured.
This is true. Maybe we should try and go and visit him.
Yes, but I know Anna is with your captors, or with the Sarobars. And from scouting out their manor, I was able to see that Ireland and Terenia was taken there as well.
All right. Let's go prepare.
Yes.
We have a long
Money.
day ahead of us.
Maw needs some time to prepare some spells.
Vicentias, have you heard tales of a spirit amongst the Oceansphere? Makes deals with people. A masked man.
What interest have you in him?
I was in rough waters. Family business. A quick escape, a foolish one.
I've had an encounter or two with him over the years. He comes to those who interest him, for whatever reason, attaches himself to certain individuals. In a way, I feel like he's not that different from me. He feeds on certain aspects of people's beings. He takes great pleasure in making deals with people. Deals in which he takes away essential aspects of your being in exchange for material help. Sometimes wealth, sometimes help out of rough waters. As to his nature, is that what you ask of me?
Have you ever heard of somebody getting what they lost back?
You have to defeat him. Not in any physical confrontation. He's not a demon, he's not an angel. He simply is what he is. I don't believe you, or even I, could possibly win a confrontation against him if it came to violence. That is not the sphere in which he operates. I once heard you have to guess his name.
His name?
If you can find out his name, well, demand a trial and then find out his name.
And about finding him, will he just come to me?
He's always with you. If you've made a deal with him, if you've gained his interest, he's always with you. You just looking into Vicentias' eyes, you can just see a golden mask smiling from within the reflection of his eyes. Make no mistake about that, Stormweaver.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right, let's be going then.
We need some potions and some supplies, and some money would be nice.
For killing Alistoris?
Yeah.
You said you wanted to use this as a sword.
So you want my funding?
A good wielder provides more.
Make me a diplomacy check.
We are Tidehunters. Who's making it?
Baji with Dalton supporting.
Yeah.
Maw has learned quickly in this society that you do nothing for free.
It is going to be a 21 from me. What about you? What'd you get?
I made the support.
Okay, so yeah, 23 then.
You know, Kentworth has always accused me of having a flair for the dramatic. That's part of the reason I set up this whole business. I did want to see what you were capable of. But I suppose since you are fighting this Alistaurus, 1,000 gold to each of you to buy what supplies you need. And Kentworth, and Kentworth steps forward. Fetch a few healing potions from the wine cellar. And Kentworth bows and begins walking away.
Well, Ma would like to thank you graciously. Your vampiricness.
Thank you. It's not often I have the honor of addressing a Dreamborn. Your
Oh.
people, I knew you before Virgil took you away from this world.
Hmm.
You've
You
changed quite a bit.
Have you been to my island?
Yes,
How long ago?
I was on the edge of it when it was created. I was
Did you go-
there when Virgil departed this world with the land of blessed waters. He actually offered to take me with him, but I refused.
Did you know an elf named Mon Glad?
Mm. He was very young when I met him.
Ma believes you are a very wise man.
A wise man, losing parts of his memory. But yes, I've been to your island. Your Dreamborn must have been 600 years ago. You had respect for me. Dusk Claws, they had a name for me. I can't remember what they call it. I hunted Kay with them for a few years.
Well, Ma can't admit you are a good hunter, so Ma could see why everyone, his kin, would open arms, welcome you.
I have trouble with words sometimes too.
Ma's still
not
getting
his
used
first
to some
language.
things.
Baji, what did you say?
Common is not his first language.
Fair
No.
enough. Well, Tidehunters, I will call upon you again, hopefully soon. If we're going to have this city's defenses up against Thanatos, I have to bring the rest of the Sinaor into line. Humans.
Tenebradon, you know he's out by the coast, yes? Sinking ship?
Yes, sinking ships with specific targets in mind. I think he's trying to take care of most of the city's weapon shipments, that sort of thing. Butter us up in preparation for a siege, I believe, or an invasion.
Well, then you will be surely needing us. For he can circumvent the rule of 13 with Tenebradon on his side.
Trust me, I know. I'm keeping it in mind.
Very well.
If you are of the blood, can you not circumvent the rule yourself?
No, there's a difference between being bound to a sea titan via a heartstone and being bound to its blood. One is a servant, the other is a partner. Perhaps it could be said I am a servant of Azortheth, though she slumbers. But she hasn't awoken for hundreds of years. But to bind yourself to a sea titan is to become its equal, to command a great primal force of the ocean. That is what grants you the ability to circumvent the rule of 13. It's not control of a monster, it's binding yourself to the fabric of the Oceansphere itself. The ocean sees you as a part of itself, a natural part.
So, when Azoteth does wake up, what becomes of you?
I imagine the Ashen Court will be eagerly awaiting that. If they can find a way to communicate with her once more, find a way to get her to take back her blood and make us mortal again. Well, I suppose even the immortal can dream.
Or maybe you become one more thrall.
It's a possibility, but if you lose hope, what are you, truly? For 1,000 years, my people have kept hope that Azortheth could be reasoned with, and that they can escape the fate that awaits us.
You mentioned that Thanatos can control members of different hive minds.
I believe that's what he's doing to your friend Dominic. Dominic was granted the blood of Azotha, but Thanatos is somehow controlling him with his master blood. It is an abomination. I would free him, but I'm busy handling the affairs of this city.
Well, more of my concern is that an old and powerful vampire such as yourself wields great power. If you are to be corrupted, how much damage could you do to this place that you've called home?
Same could be said of any of us, I suppose. If any of us were drawn into Thanatos' influence. I'll say I defend myself well. I haven't survived the several centuries in the city by taking my security easily. This break-in, well, it was an isolated incident, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
You said
Sorry, Canadian?
you said you could free Dominic if you wanted to. How do you free him?
Free him from his actual physical.
Kill him.
By that I mean, take him, put him in a room, and separate him from Thanatos so he doesn't cause any harm. I don't know if I could actually free him from Thanatos' influence. That would require more study.
Okay.
We have a target. We need a plan. We need supplies.
Get the
Yes.
supplies. I have a plan.
Ma would also like to. We believe that they're the Ogoliths,
Yeah, Urgolots.
Urgoloths,
Bless
Or
you.
Gothels.
or Gothel. So, do we know what these are weak to? Ma would like to prepare some things.
With a 20, I'll say you do, but we'll get to that in a sec. I got to actually look up at it.
Oh, sorry, that was right. Yeah, sorry.
Can I just real quick Google these things? Because I rolled actually a higher check on them individually than I did on aberrations in general.
Yeah, look up aberrations then. Oh, on them? No, I'll say we'll get to that later.
Can I look up aberrations?
Yeah, Kentworth comes in a few moments later, bearing a tray with several bags full of gold on it, along with an array of healing potions, 7 healing potions. I cleared the last of the wine cellar out. I'll have to go to Megas and pick up more. Sitting on the table are 3 Cure Light Wounds potions, 3 Cure Moderate Wounds potions, and a Cure Serious Wounds potion.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll take a cure light and a cure moderate.
I'll do the same.
I don't think I can use potions while I'm shapeshifted, so
Okay, yeah.
might as well just
I'll
take
take
them.
I'll take a serious too then. Fuck it.
Okay.
I'll take one of each.
I'll take Ma's cure light and cure moderate as well.
And you each gain 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
What was the potion array?
3 Cure Light Wounds, 3 Cure Moderate Wounds, and a Cure Serious Wounds.
Someone already jacked serious.
Yeah, I took one of each.
I'll take a cure lights and a cure serious and a cure moderates then.
So then you only get one of each, Budgie.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Vasilios deserves that serious after that
Yeah, for sure.
that pummeling.
I am sorry about that, Kentworth says. You must understand the chaos of the moment.
It was foolish of me. I should have learned better in my past combats.
If I have to make a suggestion, if you're going to cast a spell, step away from your opponent if you're in melee. Even that, doing it right in front of me was just asking for me to pummel you.
Yes, I thought I'd be quick enough.
Or stay behind me next time.
Ma would have been very interested to see if Vasilios was where Ma was and Ma was where Vasilios was.
Mm.
That could have turned the tide of many battles.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to have to go craft a story to tell the guards, and Kentworth leaves the room.
Ma does not like him. Not even a little bit.
Kentworth's a good fellow.
You didn't kill Vasilios, so that's nice.
Yes, I am sorry about that. When you came to this manor, evidently believing I was the killer and seeking me out, and then breaking into the eastern wing of my manor, At the beginning, I spoke with Kentworth, and we agreed that if anything were to happen, we would keep it non-lethal. We do seek to use you, after all. But in the chaos of the moment, when we got separated, I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
So you knew what our intentions were.
Well, just thinking logically, I sent you that letter, Inquisitor. You went to the mask, all hell broke loose. Shortly thereafter, you come to my manor, steal the keys to the eastern wing. Kentworth saw you do that, by the way. He allowed it to happen, and we discussed it. How? What other logical conclusion could there be? You obviously must have mistaken me for the killer, and were coming to slay me, or I suppose find out what was in my portrait room.
What's the name of the city he's from, Mike?
Lancia Deep. That's 2 words.
Lancia Deep.
Yes, I'm sorry for the subterfuge. As I said, I did enjoy our discussions about engineering, but yes, the entire situation was a front we put on. We wanted to see what you were going to do, and when it became clear your intentions were, well, I'm not going to put it lightly, large-scale destruction of the manor. We did have to act to defend ourselves. Though my engaging you, Dreamborn, and you, Inquisitor, in combat was, again, flair for the dramatic.
Ma enjoyed it. Stretched Ma's legs.
I'm sorry about your floor, by the way.
Honestly, I have a lot of money put away. We'll be able to fix it.
I assume so. All right, shall we get back to our ship and prepare?
Ma believes so.
Very well. And thank you, Vicentias, if that is the name you wish to go by.
Yes, as I said, it is actually the closest translation to my original name. Every few decades, I go back to Vicentias. I'm actually Vicentias the 32nd. If you go by my portrait room,
What is your original name?
you would not be able to pronounce it. It's in Ashlander.
Very well. I get that about Sambaji all the time. All right, shall we, gentlemen?
Let's be off.
Okay. Yeah, you catch Kentworth, who unseals the door to the eastern wing for you, and you leave the manor. You go out into the lobby, and you see several of the guardsmen looking at you, almost confused and amazed at the way things have turned out and how you're walking out richer, and apparently still in the good graces of your host. And moments later, you're out on the streets of Veneias once more. It's nighttime. You guys make your way back to your manor.
The ship, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
your ship.
Yeah, I turn to Dalton. What can you make for me?
I have a few things. First, these things drink blood. I know of a particular, well, it's actually a wine. If there are any connoisseurs among you, called sanguine. Haha. Makes your,
Ma got it.
makes your blood unbearably bitter.
Hmm.
Anything that drinks it will have a, well, it will sicken them, hopefully.
Well, I think we could all use a potion of that.
So I can brew up some of that. Other than that,
I'll need.
I imagine we'll have to get our hands on us, get their hands on us first. So a simple bit of alchemical grease will make us harder to grab.
Ma just needs to know what they're weak to.
I need a potion of keen edge and protection from evil, and whatever else you can get me.
Potions take longer. I can do alchemicals like that.
Alchemical instruments. Mage shot's always helpful.
I'm not an
And
enchanter.
mage shots are alchemical cartridges, are they not?
Alchemical cartridges are alchemical. Mage shot implies mages.
Alchemical shot, then.
I can do alchemical cartridges.
And tangle fire bags.
Tangle foot bags.
Fire. Tangle fire.
Oh, is that a real thing?
Yes, it is.
That's badass. Okay. As you guys are proceeding back to the ship, make me a perception checks.
Oh boy.
No. I hate rolling.
That's a
don't like that you
4.
stayed at night.
It's a 5 for me.
Actually. Oh, and I'm still under a. Oh, what's it? So that's actually a 31.
I'm gonna guidance mine.
He said 12 for me.
Oh, I didn't really get. I got an 18.
18. What was yours, Baji?
Oh,
12. 29, Dalton.
31.
31. And what'd you say, Vasilius?
5.
Ooh, okay. Dalton. You spot. You're the only one to spot a figure following you along the rooftops as you sort of walk through the city streets. They're on top of the rooftops, jumping along rooftops, following you.
I say nothing.
Okay.
But I'm going to. What am I going to do? How far behind us is he?
He's about parallel with you. I'd say 10 feet back.
How long were we in the manor for?
I'll say it's probably about exactly as it is right now on the clock. It's about 8:50 at night. It's almost 9 p.m.
So how much time were we in the manor for? Like when it,
From like us from like
about-
6, you guys.
Yeah,
like
it was about
7.
6 to 9. You were in there about 3 hours, I'd say.
okay, never mind then. All of our spells are done.
Yeah.
Can I get any kind? Do I have any kind of description on this guy? Can I get a good look at him?
Yeah, with your dressed in black, wearing a mask on his face, a side sword and a dagger at his side.
All right, I'm gonna take off my little spectacles, and make like I'm cleaning them. And as I do, I'm just gonna watch him in the reflection.
Okay. Do you stop, or you keep walking?
I'm gonna keep walking for the moment.
Okay. He seems to just be sort of curiously watching you. Jumps along another rooftop. He's very quiet when he does this. But he's, in particular, he's watching Baji curiously.
I'm gonna sort of lean over to Baji and say, "Give no sign of what I'm about to tell you. There's someone following us," and I'm gonna give a direction just by clock directions.
Yeah, sure.
Does everybody hear this?
Do you just
If I can whisper it loud enough that everyone can hear it, but not give myself away, I will do that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you do so.
okay.
Give no sign.
How close are they?
Parallel with us, rooftop. 3 o'clock. Or is it 9 o'clock?
It's more like 4.
4 o'clock.
Do you have a plan?
They don't seem to be engaging just yet.
Ma's thirsty.
What's the play? We can let them follow us, see what they, and we will watch them right back, or we can force a confrontation. But I don't think we can. If they don't want a confrontation and we force one, they can always just get away. They have the advantage here.
Ma said he's thirsty. We've had a long night. We could grab a drink.
I like that plan. I will. Do we spot a tavern?
Yeah, sure. Let me think of an adjective and a noun real quick. You
The
find
staggered ladder.
Golden goose.
You find the staggered candle.
The blue ocean. Fuck.
Yeah. And you walk inside. There's a little bit of orange light spilling from it. A little bit of hustle and bustle as people are drinking. You're sort of in the nicer part of town, Crosswinds district. You sort of cross the bridge from the Vine Towers district.
I'm gonna slam open the door.
Okay.
The nicer
People
part of town.
stop for a second, and then just seeing a group of Tidehunters just go back to their business.
Is there a place to rent a room here?
Yeah, it's an inn.
Okay. Ma believes we should buy a room and maybe see if we can look out.
I think we should mingle, not look too suspicious. Maybe grab a few drinks. Try not to sip them though.
Yeah, I'll go up to the bar and who's working the bar?
Do you want a name and a character history?
I'm going to
Look, is she pretty?
I'm gonna join Dalton at the bar.
Okay, yeah, you see a half-orc behind the bar. She's got a kukri placed in the belt at her side. She turns to you.
Is she pretty?
Yes, she is.
Oh. Well, hello.
What can I get you, dears?
You have a.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm gonna try to flirt with that voice. You can get me your name.
My name is Garmosh.
Do you? Well. Do you have any kind of Dayrisian amber?
Davis, you remember.
She just plops down like a bottle of whiskey on the table.
I will. I'm gonna eye it a little bit and then say, close enough.
And what would you recommend, my dear Garmash?
I mostly just drink grog.
Grog. Well, why don't you get a grog for yourself and one for me?
Okay. She takes this just bucket under the bar, and you immediately tell it's just filled with all of the excess like alcohol of the night. Like when they're done with the whiskey bottle, they just pour the dregs into this. Done with the wine bottle, pour the dregs into this. She just goes, "All right, thank you," and she just puts a cup in there and just starts drinking it.
I'm gonna put down 2 gold pieces.
Cheers.
Cheers. And I'm going to pretend to drink this.
Okay, it burns your lips even as you pretend to drink it. She sort of goes back to her business.
A rip current red when you get a minute.
Okay, yeah. She nods.
I'm gonna
Can I-
lean back and just kind of take a glance around, see if our followers followed us in.
Can I do
Um,
this?
He has not. But moments later, a drunk man stumbles up to you and says, Baji. Is his name Baji?
Yeah, he just he had to turn in. Can you leave a message?
I thought you were the one-eyed Canconi. Guy just paid me 5 silver to come tell you to go outside.
Oh, what guy? Why?
I don't know. He was wearing a mask. I think he was one of those sons of Veneias.
Oh, he's a friend. All right, come on.
I haven't finished my drink.
He said he wanted to talk to you, Baji.
Can I sense motive on this drunk guy?
Yeah, sure.
$17.
Okay. With the 17, yeah, it doesn't take much to think this guy's really, really drunk. He's just fingering this clump of silver, this handful of silver, just like eager to go drink. But he tells you this message.
Okay. None of you are coming with me? Vasilios? No?
Well, we'll come with you.
Thank you. All right. And I'm just gonna just have my pistol ready. Yeah, I'm gonna head out.
Okay. You head out into the night. You hear whispering from a nearby alley. Baji, come here. It's a son of Veneias with a wolf mask on.
Ma's gonna cast light on his finger.
No, don't do that.
He sort of shades his hands. We're sort of doing an incognito thing.
Okay. Yeah,
Sorry.
Mom.
Sorry, Ma did not know.
You recognize this guy. This is Wolf, the first son of Veneias you've ever met.
Wolf. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. I've brought you a message from the Scarlet Prince.
And that's Vino, right?
You don't know who the Scarlet Prince is, I don't think.
Okay. The Scarlet Prince.
The leader of the Suns?
Okay, so that's Vino. Do I
Okay.
know that that's Vino?
I don't know. I lost track.
Who did we fight with?
That was Simon. Yeah, Simon Vino. He
Yeah.
never specified he was the prince, I don't think.
Okay.
He definitely seemed to be leading the Sons of Veneias.
That's true. That's a fair set. That's a fair. You can put that logic together probably in your head. Yeah.
I'm guessing you know the true identity of the Scarlet Prince? Do you know
we
each
don't-
other's identities?
We don't go use real names. He wants to meet with you tonight.
For what exactly?
Well, he says he has somebody you'll recognize. He wants to reunite you with an old friend.
I don't like the way that sounds.
What the hell are you talking about? You know this guy apparently. He's an old guy.
Baji,
An
let
old
us let us maybe gather our party and see this prince.
So you're just to be clear, you're really Milo. You were Milo in disguise.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because who's Milo then? He's sort of putting things together in his head.
Old guy, what does the old guy look like?
I don't know, he's got a big beard. He's got sort of salt and pepper hair. He's an old guy. The prince he's keeping it on the down low. This guy's identity. He walks around. Only the inner circle really knows a lot about him.
It would be worth knowing a piece of knowledge of who this is.
He wants to meet now?
Whenever you're available, sometime this night, they're waiting for you over at the Grapevine.
Fine. Wait here. I'm getting my party.
Okay. He nods.
I know who this guy is. Who's the salt and pepper?
The salt and pepper. I'm not sure.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm super sketched right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk back into the bar with Ma. I'm gonna give a nod to Vasilios and Dalton.
There is somebody that wants to meet with us.
And who would that be?
We are unsure. But
So, thanks for hanging me out to dry, guys. I look at Dalton.
I'm sorry, I don't generally take messages from drunks.
Right.
Ma will always be here for you. Always.
Thank you, Ma. This is why you're the druid of Cancun.
Thank you.
Ma's weird sort of protective relationship with Baji that Baji just kind of glosses over. Yes, thank you, Ma.
I don't know. It feels like if it was an assassination attempt, it was really poor. So I thought he would be all right.
Psst, Mike, check your texts.
Okay. Sorry, my camera is my phone, so I can't do that.
Oh.
Okay. Well then, we're supposed to meet someone, shall we?
Then check your whispers.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you think it's a good idea, Baji, I thought we were going to prepare for events.
This seems to be time sensitive.
All right.
But just be ready in case. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep my sword and my pistol out. Let's go.
Okay. Do you all accompany him?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. You all go out and quickly see Wolf, the son of Veneias. He quickly begins leading you through the streets of the city.
So well, what exactly did the the Scarlet Prince tell you about this person? Just remind me.
He said you guys would recognize him on sight. That he helped you out a while ago. I'll be honest, the prince, he's not been saying a lot about the guy. All we're supposed to do is protect him, keep him safe, make sure nobody knows he's alive.
Can I roll a sense motive on this boy?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, me too.
22.
I'm trading d20s. I'm trading d20s. Fuck this.
22 for me.
Train me.
22. You think he's telling the truth? He seems distracted, like he just wants to get where he's going.
Okay.
Let's see about it.
Okay. Wolf takes you through the night, usually through back alleyways and the like. He takes you to the Grapevine Theater, where you hear a play going on inside. It's just this theater. In the front, you can see literally a vine full of grapes. House Vino owns this place, he says as he takes you inside. It serves as one of our information hubs. He takes you backstage of this theater. You're surrounded by actors and stage crews and the like, pulleys and sandbags. You hear a play going on outside in the audience chamber. Sort of glancing out, you can see there are like a few hundred people here. Yeah, there's this new play going on. It was just written about the Alabassador family. It's not been flattering, I'll say that. Wolf eventually takes you. Sort of all of these stage crew members sort of nod at you as you go in. But Wolf, he takes you through a dressing room. You see a few ladies just stand up and then go, Wolf, you idiot, and go back to what they're doing. And then he takes you.
Seem to know these theater people very well.
Like I said, it's one of our information hubs, one of our clubhouses.
Right.
You see two more sons of Veneias standing at this pair of double doors. They both nod at you as you go by. And Wolf opens the doors up, and there's a courtyard in front of you. You see several more, maybe a dozen sons of Veneias, in various masks of various kinds, just sort of muttering and stirring. And standing on a wagon, dressed in with a sort of silver and red mask, and with a sort of dark red attire on. You indeed spot Simon Vino, who seems to be the Scarlet Prince, the leader of the Sons of Veneias. He smiles as you approach. But as this is happening, you hear a few mutters among the sons. One of them says, "My prince, I don't know how I feel about letting more outsiders. We were laying low for a while until the dawn. The heat blows off for the whole heist. Why are we letting these Tidehunters in?" And Simon just shushes him for a second. Just says, "Hey, Baji, my boys."
Simon?
You notice a figure in a dark green cloak standing at his side.
Who's that you've got there?
Oh, an old friend of yours. We've been sheltering him for a little while. Why don't you take off your hood? And taking off his hood, you see the weary, bearded, it wasn't bearded before, red-eyed face of Alistoris.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
He looks at you. You can immediately tell this is not the Alistoris you ran into with the mask the other night. He's tired. He's got new fresh scars on his face. He's got a beard. He smiles when he sees you. Tidehunters. It is good to see you, Vasilios and Baji.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm going to point my pistol at him.
What? Whoa, what? Whoa! Whoa! A lot of the sons just put their hands on swords and just go, whoa, 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 whoa. Baji.
Man. Take 2 looks, you moron.
We've heard some things about the planted Alistoris. I believe Baji is mistaking you for that one.
Yes, Baji, this is the real Alistoris.
Yes. Rest assured, gentlemen, this Alistoris has been moving between our safe houses for the past several weeks.
So you're not that air gas.
This is the Alistoris that I scried on.
Did you scry him? I can't remember.
No,
Mod.
you scried on Trimalchier.
Yeah, you scried on Tremalkier.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, Alistair sort of takes a step forward. Oh, I swear I'm not. Perhaps we should start at the beginning. I'll say this. I'm sorry how things turned out. But if we're going to rescue House Sarobar from the Black Scars, I think we're going to have to work together. And I think that's where we're going to call it.
All right.
Right.
Well, cool shit.
Okay.
Stuff.
A few questions. What city am I missing? Azora, Quare, Coralia, Lancia Deep, Starhaven, Myriad, Tidalis.
Azora, Quare, Coralia, Veneias, Lancia Deep,
Oh,
Starhaven.
Veneias.
What'd you say?
Veneias is the one I'm missing.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And then is Starhaven and Antashesha?
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah, each of the Titans seems to be bound to a sea around one of the cities.
We don't know Myriad, and we don't know.
Yeah, at this point, the
Tidalis.
only two you don't know are Tidalis and Myriad.
And Veneias is Okoro.
Okoro Kamaway.
Okay. And he gives the people rage powers. What was the second power that Tenebradon gives have
You
the
guys,
shadow
when you
one.
first in Azorquare, Elizabel's first patient, the one who turned into a giant shark monster,
Yeah.
that seems to be the if they're exposed to it, some of the time they become that.
Okay.
The other is, you know, they
Pass
and I think
the wall.
Baji and Ilo encountered a few of these guys under Coralia. Black Scars who are just able to like go into like a monstrous mutated form.
Yeah.
That
All right.
is all I need.
So Ilo was a Coral.
Yeah. Ilo, presumably he's the last bearer of the blood of Okoro Kamaway.
Oh.
Since that bloodline was essentially wiped out. Berengar was the last wielder of it, and then he scarred you guys. Well, he attempted to scar you, Baji, with it, but he scarred Craven and Ilo with it. And then he died, then Craven apparently died, and Ilo was the last one to wield it.
So, I can't even ask you that, but I guess then the question is, if he's not in control of Okoro Kamway, how the hell is he controlling the little blood servants if he's a blood servant himself?
I don't know. We'll find out next time.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get off then, guys. Are we doing Zoom from now on then?
Yeah, I think so. I think honestly this works
Yeah, this
pretty
worked
well.
pretty well.
I'll
Like,
probably. I'm gonna
mechanically
try to
wise.
figure out how to change my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, change it to what you want to. I am Ocean Man. There you go.
Ocean Man.
That's badass.
Ugh. All right, I took a lot of notes. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I think like every once in a while you're gonna run into a character who just
Lord dumps,
at
yeah.
you. Yeah.
It went from what I thought was going to be a fully combat session to just lore.
Yeah.
I've been building this combat up in my head for like a week and a half now, and then I'm like 2 turns in unconscious.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.